I want to introduce myself again because only 4 students were there. I'm Ms. Shaheen Afzal from the Girls Wing, and I will continue your math class for the second term. Okay, so today is 17th of January, 17th of January 2021. This is your first lesson of second term, and the day is Sunday. This is your math class, and we are going to continue from exercise number 6D at your book page number 166. Do you have books with you?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the topic for the exercise is parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel and perpendicular lines. These parallel and perpendicular lines we have done in grade 6. Do you remember anything? What are the parallel lines and what are the perpendicular lines? Any one of you? We have done the parallel and perpendicular lines in
Ma'am,
grade 6.
can I tell?
Yes.
Ma'am, parallel lines are which never meet each other, and perpendicular lines are which cross over each other
Cross at what?
at the right angle.
At the right angle. Very good. Well done. What are the parallel lines? Parallel lines are these shape of lines. They are having the same distance and they are moving towards on the same direction, but they never meet each other. These are called parallel lines. These are parallel lines. They never intersect, and they are having the equal distance. They are having the equal distance at any point, and they are moving in the same direction, and they never intersect each other. These are the parallel lines. So if you want to find out the slope of these parallel lines, you can see that if we have any plane, like we have x-axis and y-axis, if this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So if this is one parallel line, this is a second line, this is one line, this is a second line. It means these are two parallel lines. So they are having the same slope. Can you see? What is the slope? What will be the slope of the line 1? The second line will also be having the same slope. Do you know how to find out the slope? We have done in the exercise number 6C.
Ma'am,
Boys,
rise over run.
yes, very good. The slope is, if this is a point A, this is a point B, this is a point A, this is a point B. So how you have to go, that you have to rise over run. This will be the slope. So the slope for this line, second line, will also be the same. Slope is equal to rise over run, or what the slope we are keeping as a equal to the gradient also. What is the formula for the gradient? Yes,
Ma'am,
what?
y2
Y2
minus
minus
y1
Y1
over
over X2
x2
minus 1.
minus
Very
x1.
good.
Sorry.
Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it means that what will be the slope of the line 1 if this is line 1 and this is line 2? So how you will find out the slopes? We can say that for these two parallel lines, we can say that the slope of the first parallel line, if it is m1, that will be equal to slope of the second parallel line, that can be, we can name it as m2. Understand? What is the slope of two parallel lines? Sorry. We can write, these are the very important points you have to write before the exercise. Okay, slope of parallel lines, you can write parallel in this form also. Okay, slope of parallel lines, but it will be m1 is equal to m2. This is the important point you have to write before the exercise. Okay, then after that, if we are talking about the perpendicular lines, perpendicular lines are the lines which are in the plus form, perpendicular to each other, making, they are making 90-degree angle. These are the perpendicular lines. They are making 90-degree angle with each other, And if we are talking about the slope of perpendicular lines, so what will be the slope of perpendicular lines? Yes, what are the perpendicular lines? Perpendicular lines are those two lines which are making 90-degree angle with each other, and if their slope will be equal to their slope is negative reciprocal of the second one. Negative reciprocal. Do you know what is the reciprocal?
No.
Reciprocal means just when if it one thing is written as m, so if we write 1 over m, that is the reciprocal of this m. When we twist, when we flip the places, okay, that is taking that we can say that this is a reciprocal of this one. If one something is written as 2 by 3, so what will be the reciprocal of 2 by 3?
3 over 2.
3 over 2. Very good. So just we flip the fraction. Or if it is m or only m is written, it means that this is m over 1. When we are going to take the reciprocal of this one, so it will be 1 over m. So if this, we have two lines. If slope of one line is m1 and slope of second line is m2, so what will be the slope of perpendicular lines? Slope of perpendicular lines will be negative reciprocal of each other. Like if this is m1, so how we will get m2? It will be minus 1 over m2. This is the slope of perpendicular line. Okay.
Ma'am, but why -1 will come?
Wait, when we are taking the product of lines m1 multiplied by m2, if the simple word is, if we multiply their slopes, we are getting the answer -1. Understand? When we are multiplying their slopes, if two lines are perpendicular each other, if we multiply if we are going to multiply their slopes, we are getting the answer -1. Now you understand? What is the slope of parallel
Yes,
lines?
ma'am.
What is the slope of parallel lines? Slope of parallel lines equal to each other.
M1 is equal to M2.
Okay, m1 is equal to m2. And what is the slope of perpendicular lines?
M1 is equal to -1 over M2.
You can write first this one, m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to -1. And then after that, you can write that m1 is equal to -1 over m2. If one value is given and the second is missing, so how we can find that? That we can move this m2 to other side. This is multiplied to this side. When you shift it to the other side, it will be divided. So it becomes negative reciprocal of that. They are interrelated. Now you get it?
Teacher,
Yes, boys.
teacher, can we also shift M1 or we only
Yes, m1. We can, whatever is given to us, we have to keep that, we have to place that value on this formula, and the other we have to shift to other side. If m1 is given, we have to shift m2. If m2 is given, we have to shift m1 to other side to find the value of that missing number. Okay? Yes, boys. Okay,
Okay,
or
ma'am.
no? Is there any doubt in these 2 points, that what is the slope of parallel lines and what is the slope of perpendicular lines?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now what you have to do, that you have to draw the margin lines on your resistors and write today's date, exercise number, and then we have to continue. Please. All of you. Do you have your maths resistor with you right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, I wrote.
Okay, so
Yes,
fill up the page with today's date.
Yes, ma'am, I wrote it.
I don't know how you were doing the work before, but I need the work 100% need. You should draw the margin lines with the pencil, margin lines on both sides with the pencil, then write the date and the topic and exercise number with the black pen, and then move with the pen. And before starting the exercise,
Ma'am.
you have, just 1 minute, Abdul Rahman. Before starting the exercise, just you have to write these important points, that what are the parallel lines, what are the perpendicular lines. Just draw them, the small lines with the pencil, and then write that the slope of parallel line m1 is equal to m2, and then slope of perpendicular line, that is equal to m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to -1, and then m1 or m2 is equal to -1 over m2. Yes. Now you can ask Abdul Rahman.
Ma'am, I was asking that like right now when we'll do the questions, can I do in rough and then I will do it fair?
Dear, then it will be double work for you. Is it okay? It's better to do with me.
Okay, ma'am. So I will bring my neat register.
Okay, quickly. Yes, boys, done. Any one of you can show me that how you are preparing the page.
Teacher will just write the date and exercise on top of.
Ma'am,
Like only write 17
Yes.
January exercise 60 on parallel and perpendicular lines.
Yes,
And then
very
we
good.
write number 1 and start.
Yes, Noor, what you want to say?
is it okay if I don't draw the margin lines
Because what? You don't
because
have
like
scale,
नहीं सर मुझे आदत नहीं है margins की तो my writing
but
is
you have
already
at least on one line where you are writing the question numbers.
yeah, okay.
Your work should be presentable. I know that boys are not used to draw the margin lines and all this stuff, but you have to. See, I am preparing the page here, how you are going to prepare. Let's suppose this is your page. Then you have to draw a margin line here, margin line here at the last. If you don't want to draw this line, it's okay. Here you have to write date. Here page number. Okay. Here you have to write exercise number 6D. Then topic. What is the topic? And then you have to continue with the parallel lines, slope of parallel lines, then slope of perpendicular lines. Slope of parallel lines, m1 is equal to m2. m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to -1, and then m1 is equal to -1 over m2, and if m2 you want to find out, that will be -1 over m1. In the same way, you have to prepare the page. Yes, if you're done with the page, can we move to next? Done with all this stuff? Yes, boys. Can we move?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Then there is one very important point that is at the beginning. Maybe you have seen at the very first page, the collinear points. There is a point, collinear points. Do you have any idea about collinear points?
Yes, ma'am. Collinear points are the points that lie on a straight same line.
Which points?
Uh,
Yes, very good.
points
Let's suppose, what are the collinear points? These are, I'm going to write here. If you want to write, it will be better for you to, then you will remember, you can remember that three or more points, three or more points that lie on the same line, are collinear points. Are collinear points. And what is the example? I can tell you that how you can say that these points are the collinear points. If you have a line, any line, like we have this line, and there are total 3 points, 1 point, second point, and the third point. So if these points are A point, B point, and C point, you can see that all these 3 points are on the same straight line. They are on the same line. So we can say that point A, B, and C, they are collinear points. And how we can find out the collinear points? That by using the distance formula. In whatever you have done in exercise 6C, what we have done, the distance formula. Do you remember the distance formula?
Yes, ma'am.
That was
x2 minus
x2
x1
minus x1 whole
plus
square
y2 minus
plus
y1 whole square.
y2 minus y1 whole square and its square root. This was the distance formula. You can find out the distance of any 2 points. Like if you want to find out the distance of AB, this question came in your exam also for 4-mark question. Do you remember? That you have to prove that the triangle is a isosceles triangle or no. And most of the students, they have done it wrong. They use that slope formula instead of this distance formula. So you have to use that distance formula. We can find out, and we can say that the distance between the point A and C, the whole distance from here to here, this distance is equal to the distance of AB plus the distance of BC. The whole distance from A to C, that will be equal to the distance of A and B, and then B and C. Okay, boys. Now move to the exercise number 6D, page 166, question number 1. We are going to start the exercise. Exercise number 6D and its question number 1. Any confusion in all these all these explanation, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, their slopes and the collinear points?
No, ma'am. Understood.
Very good. Okay. The question number 1 is find the gradient of a line parallel to the given line, and the given line is y is equal to 8x plus 5. This is line given to you, and this line is in this form, y is equal to mx plus c. And if you look at the y is equal to mx plus c, can you please tell me what is the slope there?
Ma'am, -1/2.
My dear, this is a slope. The coefficient of x is the slope. Okay. In a straight line, y is equal to, if a straight line is there, y is equal to mx plus c. So the coefficient of x is your slope. And can you please tell me if this is a line 1, we have to find out its parallel line slope. So if we can say if lines are parallel to each other, you have to write here that if lines are parallel, to each other, so what they have the same slope or the reciprocal slope? Yes, boys.
Same slope.
Same, ma'am.
Have the same gradient or slope. Gradient, we say that gradient and slope, we are using these two words for the same thing. Okay, so if this is a line 1, so we can say that m1 is equal to 8. This one, the coefficient of x, that is your slope.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what will be if one line is, we don't know about that line. We just want the slope of that line. So only it is mentioned in your question that the lines are parallel. Find the gradient of a line parallel to this line. So what will be that gradient? If that gradient is m2, so what will be that?
8, ma'am. Same.
8. Why 8? Because the lines are parallel. Because the lines are parallel to each other, and this is only your answer. Again, I'm repeating the question. The question is find the gradient of a line parallel to this line. Parallel to which line? Which line is given to you in the question? Y is equal to 8x plus 5. So if we compare this line with the equation of the straight line, that is y is equal to mx plus c, and we know that this m is a slope. Here, what is m? M is 8. So it means if this is line 1, we name it just as m1, that is 8. So we want to find out the slope of the second parallel line. So what will be that? We will just name that line, that slope as m2, and that will be same. Can you solve the second part?
I wanted to ask that there is no working for this one.
No, no working for this one. Just you have to show, because the lines are parallel lines, how I have write the answer, you have to write in the same way. If lines are parallel, so what you have to write, if lines are parallel, they have the same gradient. So if m1 is equal to 8 and m2 also equal to 8. Can you solve the B part? What will be the answer for the B part?
M2
Ma'am,
is
for the
1 by 2.
minus 1 over 2.
Minus 1 over 2 is m1. So what will be m2?
Same.
Ma'am, minus 1 over 2. Same.
Very good. But you have to write this line there, because the lines are parallel, so they have the same slope. You can write here, the lines are parallel. Lines are parallel. So m1 is equal to m2. Minus 1 by 2 is m1 and m2 is also minus 1 by 2. Yes, boys, done. Can we move to question 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, no, I'm in the B part. Just
Okay, you can do the B part. Just your concept should be clear, that how you are going to find out the slope for the parallel lines and how we will find the slope for perpendicular lines.
yes, ma'am, finished.
Done. Very good. Okay, boys. Question number 2.
Ma'am, I have not done. I am doing it.
Okay, I'm waiting for you. You can. Can I move the screen? This is the whole answer
Yes,
in
ma'am.
front of you. Okay. Question number 2 is, find the gradient of a line perpendicular to this line. In question number 1, the question is find the gradient of line that is parallel, but here the question is different, that you have to find out the gradient of a line that is perpendicular. Y is equal to 3x plus 2. Yes, boys. What is the gradient of perpendicular lines? If the lines are perpendicular,
Ma'am, it should be negative 3 over 1.
yes,
Sorry.
negative 1, negative
Ma'am,
not negative
minus
3
1
over
over
1.
3.
First of all,
Minus 1 over 3.
wait, my dear, wait. First of all, you have to write that lines are, if lines are perpendicular, if lines are perpendicular, if lines are perpendicular, so it means that, done with the question number 1, can I move the screen? Yes, if lines are perpendicular, so m1 multiplied by m2, that is equal to minus 1. So what will be the m1 here, boys? This 3?
Yes.
3.
Because and line, only one line is given to us, so we can say only one line is given to us. So m1 is 3 multiplied by m2 is equal to minus 1. We want to find out this m2. So how you will find this m2 is equal to negative 1 over 3. This is the answer. Okay, any doubt?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask that we have to send this classwork in the OneNote.
No, not the classwork. When I'll give you the homework, the only homework you have to send.
Okay.
But your homework you have to submit on the same date.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, boys, because the lines are perpendicular here. So because the lines are perpendicular, so we will write the formula m1 multiplied by m2 is equal to minus 1. Only one line is given, so we will just substitute this 3. We will substitute this 3. This one, 3 is a slope here. So we will substitute this 3 because we want to find out m2. Keep the m2 on the same side and take this 3. It is multiplied here. When you move to the other side, it will be divided. So you can see this is a negative reciprocal of m1. Did you get the same answer? Negative reciprocal of the second slope?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you do the B part?
Done, ma'am.
What's the answer?
Yes.
4 over 3.
4 over 3. Very good. What about the other students?
Ma'am, I also done.
Done. Very good. If you people done, can we move to question number 3? Boys,
Yes, ma'am.
who are just still solving the B part, do you know how to do the B part? Again, write the same formula. M1 multiplied by M2 is equal to -1. M1 is here -3 by 4. Multiplied by M2 is equal to -1. When you take this -3 by 4 to other side, so it will be -1 multiplied by 4 over -3. Negative will be positive and answer will be only 4 by 3. Is it? Is this your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can we move to question number 2?
Ma'am, in the B part, X is not given.
This is not given.
Written. It's -3 over 4 plus 6.
It is -3 over.
Not mentioned.
It is -3 over 4 plus 6. Just wait. Let me. Why the x is missing? 3 by 4. X should be with this. This is exercise 6D. Let me check the answer. Check the answer at the back of the book.
Okay, ma'am.
Exercise 6D.
Ma'am, the answer is 4 over 3.
Ma'am, it's the 4 over
Answer
3.
is same. X is missing with that. Answer is correct. Yes, boys. Can we move to the last question? The next question. Question number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The question number 3. What is the question? Read the question.
Yes, ma'am. The coordinates of 4 points are O is 0 and
Okay.
0.
The 4
A is
coordinates
2
are given for
and
the 4 points. So we can write here
yes.
that O is having the coordinates 0 and 0.
0.
Then
Yes.
A is having the coordinates 2.
2 and 3K.
Then B.
B is having 4K and 6.
6. Then C.
C is 10K and 7.
10K and 7. We have to find out the value of K. We have to find out the value of K if the points OA and B are collinear and OA is parallel to BC. So can you find out the B part first? Because you have just now we have done with the parallel lines. Yes, boys. For the parallel lines, B part of the question. What is the rule for the what's the formula for the parallel lines?
There is M1 is equals to M2.
M1 is equal
Yes,
to M2.
B part is OA is parallel to BC. So what is M? If M is not given, that was the question number 1 was very simple question, mx plus c form. In this form it was given, and here we can easily find out M. But if if the slope is not given, how we are going to find out the slope? With the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Yes, boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So because the lines are parallel to each other, so slope of, we can write here the gradient of or the slope of gradient of OA is equal to gradient of BC. What's the formula for this one? Y2 minus Y1, X2 minus X1. Here also same formula, Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. This is OA. If we will take O and A, this first value is X1, this is Y1, this is 2, this is y2. Can you substitute the values here in the formula?
3k minus 0.
Yes, it will be, the values we cannot see here. Yes, it will be, the y2 is 3k minus 0. What is x2?
2 minus 0.
2 minus 0. What about the second one?
7
BC.
minus 6.
B and C. This is x1, this is y1, x2, y2. Yes, boys.
7 minus 6.
7 minus 6 over
10k minus 4k.
10k minus 4k. Can we simplify 3k minus 0 will be 3k only over 2. 7 minus 6 is
1.
1. 10k minus 4k.
6k.
Can you do the cross multiplication?
Yes.
Okay. When you do the cross multiplication, 3k will multiply with 6k is equal to 1 multiplied by 2. 6 3s are
18.
18k square is equal to 2. How you can find out the value of k? K square is equal to 2 over 18. Yes.
Yes.
K square is equal to 1 over 9. If we do
1
the
over
calculation
9.
with the table of 2, how we can find out the k from k square?
Under root.
Take the square root on the calculator and tell me.
1 over 3.
1 over 3. So k is equal to plus minus 1 over 3. This is the answer. This is the B part of the question number 3 that we have to find out. It's already mentioned that the point line OA and BC, they are parallel to each other. Because the lines are parallel to each other, I am going to minimize so you can copy quickly. The time is over. Inshallah, we will continue with this lesson tomorrow. If you want to take the screenshot or you want to copy, you can.
Ma'am, we haven't finished A part, so how many
Yes,
lines should
ma'am.
we leave for that?
No, A part we will continue tomorrow, inshallah, in the class.
Yes, so how many lines should we leave for that?
No need to leave the lines, beta. You just solve the B part first. A part we can solve after that. Okay, we will number it as 3A and we will continue tomorrow. Yes, boys, do you need time for this one to copy?
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am, just 2 minutes.
Okay. I want to take the attendance. How many of you present? All 18?
Yes, ma'am.
But before I can see here 19.
Our total strength is 19, ma'am.
So who
Mohammed
is
Daniel.
absent? Can you see? Check your class.
Muhammad Daniel.
Daniel.
Who is not here?
Ma'am, he was in the class, but he left early.
Who left? Can you tell me the name?
Muhammad Daniel.
Muhammad
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay, I will note down. Yes, boys, any doubt, any confusion in today's lesson?
No.
No, teacher.
No? And you done with the question number 3?
Yes, teacher.